All right, just checking the audio real quick. All right, just checking the audio real quick. Sounds like we're good. Hello, everybody. My screen a little bit bigger. My name is Alex. I am the host of Final Fantasy Survives. If you're new here, I stream Final Fantasy 14 every Tuesday at 11. I used to do Final Fantasy 11 at 11. Last Thursday, I had my birthday stream. Go ahead and get me all logged in. And speaking of Thursdays, typically I try to stream Thursdays as well. But I hope everybody's having a really good evening. Excited to continue Final Fantasy 14's story as well as the game. This will also be my second streaming in 1080p. In the past, I've done 720p, and then before that, like my first 15 or so Final Fantasy 11 streams, I did in 480p, believe it or not. I think last time it went really well. I had maybe 5 seconds total of skipping throughout a 2.5 hour stream. So I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so I got a report to Benphilia. Oh yeah, that's right. I had a very important decision to make last time. I had to pick who I'm picking from the three nations. So we got this guy. When the Admiral speaks, even pirates listen. That's no small thing. She was a born leader in the kind one would gladly follow this to the seventh hell. I feel like Gridania was the most convincing. The Flame General is a passionate man, and his words never fail to light a fire in the belly of those who listen. I'm sure you will be no exception. So the Flame Officer is where I'm from, which is Ul'dah, or well, where my character started. I shouldn't say she's from there. She arrived there, I guess. The Elder Seer speaks only the truth, and her words have the power to touch the soul, and the sound of her voice all falls silent and tender. So I feel like Gridania's speech, all three of them had like political manipulation and implications, but I feel like Gridania's was the most like from the soul, and it also could be because my character from Final Fantasy XI was arrived in Windhurst, and Gridania reminds me of Windhurst. It's like, you know, the place that reminds you a lot of like the forest and whatever. So be interested to see how this influences the story. And apparently I can switch back and forth if I really want to. Welcome back, Cade. Where the Grand Company's leaders were as illuminating as you hoped. Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there be more? Would that there be more of you, Cade? But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision, once your mind is made up? Pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Oh, we got a cutscene.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
She finally speaks.
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Eorzea, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady! We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Interesting. I wonder, I need to do a video on 1.0 at some point. For those that don't know the history of Final Fantasy XIV, the original game was released, I think, in 2012, and it was a gigantic mess. So it's like the game had as many pixels in their flower pots as they would in their characters, which is insane to think about. So the game would lag. Like, you can watch videos about 1.0 and you could see the game like barely trucking along, like unless you had like a really kick-ass PC. But the game looked great for its time. And apparently the gameplay was super boring and so too similar to Final Fantasy XI, which I love Final Fantasy XI's gameplay. Granted, Final Fantasy XIV's is a lot quicker and flashier, obviously. So they started handing out free trials and basically just made the game free to play, and they basically literally destroyed the game. Like, there was a point where if you were online you got to witness the end of the world. And I guess if you're a legacy player, like you played the game back then, your character that would carry over had a special tattoo or a marking. I need to look up what that is in case on the really off chance I see somebody from that. I imagine it'd be much later in the game that I would potentially see somebody like that. So Realm Reborn is literally made from the death of the original Final Fantasy XIV, which is wild. Like, you can't play 1.0 at all. Apparently there are ways to set up your own server, which I've thought about like looking into, but I don't even know if it'd be worth it. Apparently there are fan efforts to do it, but maybe I'll look into that at some point, or just watch videos on maybe somebody's playthrough of 1.0 or just the cutscenes or whatever to see what I think and maybe shoot a reaction to it. I think that would be really interesting. I take it the Elder Seer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Forgive me in my eagerness to embrace you as a sister. I mistook your intention. I just want to see what each of them says. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it that General Raban's words kindled a fire within you? No. What? You cannot seriously be considered joining another grand company. Why, they're not as grand as ours. I'm glad I spoke to them. I feel like the first guy took my potential rejection well. This guy is being like, oh, why are you joining the other guys? We're totally boss. Let's see what this guy has to say. How was the Admiral's speech? But you need not explain that you stand before me now as answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Well, I dare say you have your reasons, but mark me. In the stormy seas, the strong arm and stout heart must pull together, or the vessel will founder. And when a ship goes down, the passenger always shares the fate of the crew. Remember that. That almost sounds like a threat. I could serve you. So this guy says, again, I take it the Elder Seer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Forgive me in my eagerness to embrace you as a sister. I mistook your intention. See, that's the second guy felt super arrogant. The last guy almost felt like a threat, and then this guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." So you know what? I will join Gridania. You have chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment procedure, you must report to our headquarters in Gridania, the Adder's Nest. Twin Adder recruitment officer seems eager to welcome you to Gridania's company. The building you seek stands in the southern part of the city, now called New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officers there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt but that your deeds will bring great honor to our order. When next we meet in Gridania, I shall be proud to call you a sister. Sounds good. With the power you possess, there will be those who wish you ill and must needs to be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be able to be one woman amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. All right. Hopefully my voice holds out. I had some very mild throat pain this weekend because of the weather. The weather's been kicking my butt. But Luckily, it's been warmer here recently. New Britannia. Oh, 531. My friends, I won't say their name, but the friends I game with, they know who they are. If they're watching, made me cookies. My favorite kind is the black chocolate with white chips. So I'm going to be gross and eat on stream. If I'm not mistaken, I think Y'shtola is from Gridania. Be interested to see if that's true or not. You are to come to the Adder's Nest headquarters of the Order of the Twin Adder. You ever do we welcome they who will toil in the elements' name for the good of our forest nation. I swear, there's like a, they're trying to do some like fantasies, like Shakespearean type thing with the way these NPCs talk sometime, and it throws me off a little bit. I've been playing Tactics Ogre, which is very Shakespearean, but it always trips me up. My name is Cade Altiar. I believe you are expecting me. I'm here to enlist if you will have me. Interesting that I get a choice. Ah, the great adventurer herself. Yes, our recruitment officer sent word that you were on her way. It is a pleasure and an honor both to welcome you to our ranks, friend. Now, let me gather together the relevant documentation. Sir! Do the Final Fantasy X. What is it? Report. An urgent message from Emerisic Spire, sir. A Highwind Skylands airship has taken fire from Imperial forces in the skies over the East Shroud. The vessel's engines were crippled, sir, and it was forced to make an emergency landing south of the 9 Isles. 9 Isles? God, that could not have come at a worse time. All but a handful of our forces are presently afield dealing with the Ixil. The Ixia. I swear, I'm a well-read man. Cade, I know full well you have yet to be formally inducted into our ranks, but we have urgent need of your aid. In all likelihood, the airship was bearing civilians, and if the reports are accurate, will come down dangerously close to Garlean-occupied territory. Please make all haste to the area southeast of the 9 Ivies. Locate the airship and ascertain the status of the passengers. Right. I shall offer them my courage. Hawthorne Hot. I'm not attuned to that. Is it gross to eat on stream? Somebody let me know. I know for some people it's like, I've been told by a couple people that I've talked about with streaming that it might be like a kink, but I feel like that might be more for, unfortunately, female streamers. I could see, not that women can't be predators, obviously, and I don't know why we're getting on this subject, but just saying. But it's definitely more common with my fellow dudes, unfortunately. It's like, come on, guys, let's not be an embarrassment to our brethren here. This will be an area I haven't been to yet. I feel like as long as I don't talk my mouth full, it's not as bad either. You see, I just got experience for exploring a new area. I wish Final Fantasy XI did that, especially with how big their areas freaking were. It's like there's hours of me walking, like altogether, walking from one place to another in Final Fantasy XI. It's crazy. There's a part of me that kind of misses that, and there's a part of me that doesn't. Because like during those long walks, I could talk but we'll come back to 11 here soon. Maybe after we finish A Realm Reborn. Sorry, Lemur, but I'm gonna see if I can get some XP off of you. Well, unfortunately, not high enough level. Excuse me. Ooh, level 21. We could try that. Dang. Still no dice. Ship crewman. Should probably drink some orange juice. Or let's get some chocolate. An adventure. What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. However, how the heck did they miss us? Okay, why are we out of breath? We didn't run that far. The Adder's Nest sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. An Imperial spy would have a uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You are an engineer to the Gold Ironworks, are you not? We were alerted to your plight and have come to rescue you. And you're Cade Altiar, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary serpent. My thanks for your aid, friend. Guy's bow is ridiculously huge. Never seen a craft of this design. It must be Gorlin's work. Is there no end to this man's treachery? Secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzea savages. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Gorlin's crime. Garland's crime? Imperial scouts from Castum Oriens. They mean to requisition the ship. Yeah, but how? Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell is hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? But isn't that the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity, the first since Master Garland's, well, since you were missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me. All the Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them swift and sure, and rescue Engineer Wedge. Cade, I trust we can rely on your support. May the matron watch over us. With me! An ambush! To arms! Alright, let's make it happen. Cloud, stop lifting my hand. Oh, what the deuce? right, you better run. Ah, get out of there! That's the way. Biggs! Oh, so we got Wedge and Biggs. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed from the airship. Cloud, man, you gotta watch out for Jesse, man. I'm gonna try to do Wedge's voice. That was a close one. Too darn close. So how's she look anyway? Man, the auxiliary propeller's dead lost. I think we can wire enough thrust to the main propeller to get us airborne, man. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we shall keep watch over the perimeter. The enemy may yet be lurking nearby. As for you, Cade, you may have more than done your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray there will be no further interruptions. When next we meet, let it be as fellow serpents the order. I just wanted to say sorry, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Ha! Seriously though, if you hadn't been for you and the Twin Adder lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you gratefully. Very grateful, man. I don't know how good my Wedge impression is. I get a feeling I'm not hearing it very well, but of course it could be because of this. Listen to Ultimate Final Fantasies episode if you're into podcasts, especially if you're into Final Fantasy, and listen to their review of Final Fantasy VII Remake. One of the hosts does a really good Wedge impression. It's freaking hysterical. All right. Gotta watch out for Jesse, man. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Excuse me. Sorry, I need to check this notification real quick and then we'll get back to it. Oh, it's a meerkat. Cade, does my spirit well to see you return. Word arrived but moments ago that the team at Ives, least you worry, the 2 engineers were safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did and helped us rout the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all this before you were even inducted into the Order. You are well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Adder standard. Without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. Close to leveling up to 35, baby. Speak to the gatekeeper. Woods will be done. The personnel officer stands ready to complete your induction into the ranks. Protocol requires that I praise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. The Order of the Twin Adder is the grand company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation that we might stand strong in times of dearest adversity, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire and to combat the beast tribes and their primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elder Seedseer Khan Isina is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania in the sanctity of the Twelves Wood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let Forceborn strive as one friends from afar to ensure the peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we honor the will of the elementals, and theirs is the will of the wood. Now then, Cade Altiar, I ask you to give unto us your oath of allegiance in whatever fashion you see fit. I shall strike down our enemies and drink their blood. My life for Eldcedar, Woods will be done. Or, I don't know what to say. Like that's the best one. So, you know the words of our grand company. That as well. You just said it. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. By the power vested in me... Hold on. We're not getting married, are we? I assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now a woman of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Altair, and do which brings peace to the Twelves Wood and honor to our name. Can you hear me, Cade? This is Menphilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me on the news of your enlistment. Congratulations, Private Altair. Can I be a corporal instead? I have no doubt that you're eager to make acquaintances of your new comrades, but I will ask you to pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember that you're now a serpent of Gridania. You are no less a scion. Pray return to the walking sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here I would like you to meet. We shall be waiting. The distant call of a friend in need, perhaps. As you are needed elsewhere, I shall not keep you any longer. I would, however, suggest you speak to the High Serpent Commander, Ursel Hulux, before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. Ursel. Is he over there? This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for A Realm Reborn. Interesting. Huzzah! You are now a member of a grand company and have been assigned the rank of private third class. Your grand company and rank can be confirmed at any time under the profile tab and the character interface. Grand companies pay their members not in guild, but in company seals. Or you could confirm how many seals are currently in your possession under the currency in the main menu. Seals can be earned by completing various company missions. Hold on. This is very important. Grand Company Quartermaster is stationed at each Grand Company headquarters and will exchange items for company seals. Company seals are only redeemable with the Grand Company that issued them. Okay. Grand Companies of Eorzea in the constant need of supplies and provisions to maintain their daily operations. Adventurers can earn experience points and company seals by crafting and gathering the items required and delivering them. Speak to a Grand Company personnel officer or one of the many officers stationed throughout the realm to complete the delivery. Items sought change every day. Earth time. They can be confirmed by cycling timers located under duty of main menu. First up, a personal chocobo. Okay, you have my attention. Bottom bun. Private Altair. I understand you have been working tirelessly in Gridania's name. You are truly an example of your fellow serpents. But tell me, have you ever felt as though you couldn't get to your destination quickly enough? That perhaps you could do with a swifter pair of legs? If so, you might consider getting a personal chocobo. If you have yet to be issued your own bird, I'm correct. Am I correct? Given your considerable talents, you should be able to attain one in no time at all. Let me tell you how to go about it. First, you must obtain a Serpent Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the Quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present to our man Singar, and he will finish you with a suitable bird. Okay. Is it going to be as easy as that? It's red, though. Sinker. Want the bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your serpent chocobo issuance. Of course, you will need to exchange serpent seals for it. You can earn these by completing tasks for the Order of the Twin Adder, Redania's Grand Company. So I gotta do quests. Okay. Listen well, Private Altair. The Order of the Twin Adder does not just welcome glory seekers willy-nilly into our ranks. You stand here today because we believe in your potential. We believe that you will go forth as a serpent to help restore order to the world gone mad. And yet, potential alone will not carry you far. Indeed, the road to glory is littered with bodies of would-be heroines who lack determination and diligence to hone their initiate talent. But you will not suffer the same fate. I am certain of it. It is with such high hopes for your future that I will send you to begin the next phase of your training. The venue shall be the Wolf's Den, proving ground established by the Eorzea Alliance to prepare Grand Company recruits for the battles that lie ahead. The Wolf's Den is to be found just off the shores of Eorzea. The ferry that Morby docks in Lower Eorzea will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Captain Berkoia, and we're just going to say his first name. I have already taken liberty of submitting a letter of recommendation on your behalf. So, doing this will get me the seal. Okay. Hey, that's a lot closer to my... How does one get there? Looks like I can teleport there. Or not teleport, take a ship. Alright. Hopefully I can rent a ship, we'll see. I wonder if any of the other kingdoms, if you will, are going to be butthurt that I didn't join them. That's a cool visual. I like that. I've mentioned this before, but to me, the theme that we're hearing right now sounds a lot like Eyes on Me from Final Fantasy VIII. Anybody else agree? B-Cloud. So I wish I knew the words and Eyes on Me really well, because I could sing the part that I think it kind of reminds me of. So I could sing the melody, but not like the lyrics. Getting closer. Cave bat, not as scary as a cave alien. You'll get brownie points if you know what movie that's from. It's ironic that I have to do this much work on foot to get a chocobo to lessen the amount of running around I'll have to do in the future. Just find that ironic. Little edge lighting there, that was cool. Would anybody be interested in me doing a all-day stream? I want to do that at some point. I don't know if I'll play Final Fantasy 14 or 11. Ooh, or I could do both. Do Final Fantasy 11 for half the day and 14 for the other half. That'd be interesting. Sort of shake it up a bit. Alright. Parkour. Awesome. Let's see, can I get a ship to the Wolf's Den? Why am I stuck? everybody except her. Brr, brr. Ferry skipper. Yes, skipper. The skiff is bound for the Wolf's Inn. Might you care to join us? It's weird not having to wait for a ship. Test your skill at PvP. Player duty involves battle fought against other players rather than in-game creatures. Incorporates an independent battle system that is a set of unique rules. Final Fantasy XIV offers several different varieties of PvP, from ranked matches to casual trade, from anywhere to 2 to 72 participants. Good. How does one get inside? Ah! I don't recall seeing your ugly mug around here. You say Luxon sent you. He said he was sending a new wolf to the den. Ha! More like a run to the litter, if you ask me. Barely have fangs for honing, but I guess I'm feeling generous, so I'll throw ye a bone. Start yourself off with crystalline conflict, then training bouts are made special for reckless adventure types who can't tell sound strategy from a horse's arse. I still reckon if you don't be dawn before you run home with your tail between your legs crying for your mum, but ye have a word with Lieutenant Gunny Zalgani if ye insist on giving it a you. You'll find him outside, assuming ye can work up the nerve. And stand up straight, maggot. This ain't no place for a weak spine. Dismissed. Interesting. So I'm not really interested in doing PvP right now. You unlocked Crystalline Conflict. The Grand Companies of Eorzea establishes new tactical exercise to strengthen their individual members' strategic capacity. Outmove other adventures just like in a match of outwit to claim victory. Speak with Kinsey Zuldig at the Wolf's Den to learn more. I mean, I guess I could try one round. It wouldn't hurt. Assuming that I can do it. I don't know if I can do it with the with me being a free trial member. We'll see. You look to be spoiling for a fight, newcomer. Not that I blame you. Most everyone the captain sends my way is. You do well to vent some of the pent-up rage in a match or three of Crystalline Conflict. It's the latest, greatest, and most exciting tactical training you'll find on this side of the front lines. You may think me biased, given that I'm the one who came up with the rules, but nothing could be further from the truth. Well, I need a drink. We received countless calls to add more strategic elements to our training skirmishes, you see, and I simply put the entirety of my considerable skill towards answering them. Crystalline Conflict matches challenge you to maintain control over an all-important freight which you must transport safely to a designated location amid the heat of battle. We've even designed special arenas replete with magic mechanism to keep you on your toes. that piques your interest, my first recommendation is that you learn the rules in their entirety. These should be pulverized the moment you step into the field. But fear not, I'm more than happy to discuss them anytime. Crystalline Conflict allows you to take part in small-scale 5v5 tactical skirmishes. It can be accessed via the PvP section of the Duty Finder. Section of the Duty Finder. Ah. It's possible I'm not able to do it. I've not really looked at this. That's cool that I can replay some of these. I'll have to look up for sure. All requirements on that, any job. Some more match includes these limited jobs. Alright. Wouldn't mind doing that one again. Thought I did. Maybe I need to exchange that back over here. Okay. So this is like the Records of Eminence from Final Fantasy XI. Interesting. What a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your Serpent Chocobo issuance. Do I get to name him? What if I get to color him? Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. I mean, it was that easy. I think you have to raise your Chocobo from like a baby in Final Fantasy XI, which I mean, it makes you feel like you earned it at least. Here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll have to give your noble steed a name. You hear that, Shrek? I'm a steed. Oh. Draw for now so I can focus on. Burp, burp. Oh. Gosh, what should I name him? Quick! Should be something cool or something stupid. I feel like I need to take a second to think about this. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Alright. So after much thought, I was thinking I wanted to name the Chocobo after there we go. After a character from Final Fantasy XI. And I was like, I know of characters from Final Fantasy XI that I haven't even interacted with yet. But I wanted to do one that I've actually like seen in the game, or one that I've had interactions with. So originally, what was her name? I wanted to go with Amelia, I think is what her name is, if I'm not mistaken. From the opening cutscene of Final Fantasy XI, but since they introduced the Chocobo as a boy, I'm going to go with Aldo, the little boy that escaped during the opening cutscene of Final Fantasy XI. So that's what we're going to go with, Aldo. Quay. Nailed it. Haha, I dare say he likes his name. I would hope so. Here's your very own Chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested layers. Chocobos are stout, hard creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo Rider's license, as is required by law. Hopefully, I don't have to pay every year to have it, because I just had to pay to get both my license and my registration renewed, and it was like $90 for both of them combined, which is insane. Like, I'm all for keeping, and this is a total tangent, I'm all for keeping, track of drivers and stuff, but it shouldn't be that expensive. That includes all the formality. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Woohoo! He's watching me. You can use a Chocobo whistle to acquire the action to summon your personal Chocobo. Unlike rental Chocobos, there is no time limit to regulating how long you may remain on Chocoback. However, there are areas such as highly populated cities, narrow dungeons that your Chocobo will refuse to enter. The action to summon your Chocobo will be set in your hotbar and is located in your mount guide found under character in main menu. Chocobo armor or boarding can be equipped via companion interface situated in the character's main menu. Cool. So I need to get oops. Companion mount guide? Companion? Oh, it seemed... Aha. Current color. It's going good, White Wolf. Thank you for joining. I just got my first Chocobo in Final Fantasy XIV. I now need to equip that to my hotbar, right? This is my first time playing Final Fantasy 14. Welcome to the stream. Let's... I like the game pretty well so far. It's not that I didn't like it before, but it's moved up on my ranking. I think I still like Final Fantasy XI better. And I'm gonna Google real quick, where do I get equipment for my Chocobo? The market board, token exchanges. Interesting. White Wolf says, welcome to the Final Fantasy family. I'm an old veteran of 14. I just got back into taking a long break. This, if you need any tips, just let me know. Thank you. I became a fan of the series in 2019. I bought Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 15 with my first Switch. And I've been in love with the series ever since. And I started this channel about a year ago. It's been a heck of a journey. I've really enjoyed it. I'm very passionate about the series, and I think it's a shame that people, when they make Final Fantasy lists, that they leave the MMOs out, especially 11. I think that's a shame. I was really surprised how much 11 eventually grew on me. The marketplace. So, if I go to Ul'dah, can I just talk to a merchant, or do I have to? According to Google, I have to use the market board, but if that's not the case, I'll just run to Ul'dah real quick, which is that way, right? Not that's really important right now. I kind of can now summon the company Chocobo mount. Okay. I should also note, Final Fantasy XI was my very first MMO as well. So a lot of this sort of stuff is very new to me, even though I put, 60 or 70 hours into Final Fantasy XI, I'm still there we go. Awesome. it's a lot. But I'm really excited to finally get... I never got a Chocobo in Final Fantasy XI. It's like this... Oh, she jumps too. It's like, see, your mounts in Final Fantasy XI did not jump. Okay, we were heading the wrong way. Yeah, I used to stream Final Fantasy XI, and I'll return to it at some point. Because I didn't even finish the main story. But as it stands right now, I still prefer 11 over 14. Okay. I'll check out the market board at some point. I appreciate the comments, I really do. I'm still... I mean, I've been streaming. I started streaming... How long ago was it? It feels like it's about 8 months ago or so. I've streamed Final Fantasy XI, Dirge of Cerberus, Xenosaga, and now Final Fantasy XIV. But what made Final Fantasy XI so great was hands down the community. The community was so freaking helpful. And not that Final Fantasy XIV's community is bad by any means, but so far they've been really friendly, but I've really only interacted with 14's community through doing dungeons, and that's just the nature of playing with the free trial. Oh, that's cool. I will say I like that Final Fantasy XIV has the classic mount music. I always thought the Fantasy XI mount music kind of sounded like circus music. Not that it was like bad or anything, but it got kind of old after a while. But the classic Chocobo music is just iconic. So do you still play Final Fantasy XIV, or have you been taking a break from it for a while? I play it on my Xbox. Yeah, I've been to the Golden Saucer. I think I did a full 2 hours of Triple Triad, which is funny because I was dumb and skipped it in Final Fantasy XIV. Because I wanted to get through the story, to be fair. So that's why I skipped it. But I very much regret it. But maybe it was a good thing because I was addicted to Triple Triad for that day I played it on 14. Welcome back, Cade. Lady Menphilia awaits you within. Welcome back. Seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with your tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Cade. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglect to mention that you have already met. Tower, please show them in. Is it going to be the twins? Oh, nope, it's Biggs and Wedge. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to do the Wedge voice again. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. Hey man, I'm Wedge. Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service, man. I'm doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake Wedge voice. Because I think it's funny. I don't know if it's a close impression or not. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. I believe there was a Biggs and Wedge in Final Fantasy VIII, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I'm still on the free trial. The free trial goes up to level 70 and includes A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Word, and I think Stormblood. It either includes Stormblood or Shadowbringers. Because I think it's the base game plus the first two expansions, unless it's changed. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged by that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this, we needed the knowledge of experts. And so we requested the assistance of Gorlund Ironworks, who has very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Walking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to be given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Minfilia is just like, she's so sweet. But yeah, I intend to do A Realm Reborn and the 2 expansions. I obviously haven't made up my mind whether or not I'm going to pay for the full game after all that. But I figure I might as well do as much free content as I can. I mean, why not? Yeah, that's the only reason I was bummed about not having the complete game was that I couldn't play the see, now I feel bad. I almost called them Harrogans, but that's D&D. Fran's race from Final Fantasy XII, because Final Fantasy XII is my favorite Final Fantasy. If you're ever online, feel free to add me. I don't know what server you're in, but obviously I'm in Golem. See, I think people can friend me, but I'm not sure if people can if I can friend others, if that makes sense. Do I have a friend? I don't have friends. But welcome back to the game. Let me know what server you're on. Like, can you... I know so little about the game, even though I've been playing... What did we establish? I've been playing for almost 40 hours. which is crazy because Final Fantasy VII I beat in 40 hours, doing the main story and then some side content. But I have no idea. I don't think I can add people because I'm in the free trial, but I don't know if somebody adds me as a friend. I don't know if I can accept that or not. All right, Ophelia needs you to investigate the sylphs. Accept.
Now, having set aside the formalities...
Oh, thank God there's voice acting. Not that I don't mind reading, it's just I've been losing my voice over the past couple days off and on.
We have a favor to ask of you. Eorzea, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Thanks for that compliment, I appreciate
Our
that.
task was to survey the behavior of the sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gizzle-greens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ooh, remove.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Interesting. Thanks, White Wolf. That's really kind of you. Again, I think the player base in both 11 and 14 have been extremely friendly. I never got into like Call of Duty or even playing Halo online was extremely rare, which is why I have an Xbox. Because I was very much into Halo as a kid. My brother and I would play all the time. So the little online experience I had wasn't with MMOs, it was playing online shooters, and people were not typically very nice. Well, I'm going to be starting a new character, so you can probably text me your server and world, and then we can meet up from there. As for Trial of Stormblood, I'm be making an FC free company if you would like to join. Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. Okay. Again, I haven't. If I do decide to pay for the full game, it's going to be a while. Like yeah, I mean, my attitude is that, you know, I think, not that I don't think Final Fantasy 14 doesn't deserve my money. It's a fantastic game so far. Yeah, so I'm assuming my server is... Darn it. I believe it's Golem. Yeah, so the class quests are the blue ones, right? Like, I've done a couple of those. For the most part, though, I've been doing MSQ, and sometimes earlier when I was doing Chocobo stuff, it was like, hey, you need to do this particular one in order to finish a Realm Reborn. So I have been doing class quests, because those are the markers that are blue with the plus signs, right? Darn it. My game name be Mosick Jones. Is there a story behind that name? So I've got a story behind mine. I always love to hear how people name their characters. And I always appreciate it when it's not just Poopy McPooperson or something silly like that. Like, I like silly names, don't get me wrong, but it's like, really, you're gonna name yourself Poopy McPooperson? Mosick Jones. Let me write that down. If you don't mind my asking, what system do you play 14 on? I'm playing on Series X, which I believe, if I remember right, launched early last year. Oh, thanks. That's very generous of you. It's like, as far as crafting and stuff, that sort of stuff with MMOs kind of goes right over my head. It was kind of that way with Final Fantasy XI as well, and thankfully, pretty good Besides FC, and I'll get us a house too. You can have houses with other players? It's friggin' nuts, man. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me what brings you to the Adder's Nest. Alright, before I talk to this guy, I'm going to take a quick potty break. I will be right back. Be out of the way so I'm not in somebody else's way. I will be right back. Alright. I think I'm going to play maybe for another 20 minutes or so. Appreciate the conversation, White Wolf. I don't know if you heard me, but I was curious to hear what system you play FF14 on. And yes, the bugs in Halo is a lot of fun. Well, if it isn't Private Altair, reporting for duty. That's the zeal I like to see from an enterprising young serpent. Morning, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Yida and Kalpapalima, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me your quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the Elder Seer, Seed Seer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. That's... Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of a primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike a Ramu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but listen to only one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaisons. That is where you scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear the candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. We're not due any cross-cultural faux to get in the way of productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be the worthwhile one. A friendly pavilier with the Sylphs, this should be pleasant enough. Diversion? The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papa Limo. Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Mosaic means God of music. I looked it up a while back, and Jones is my last name. Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. Alright. Man, bro, I can tell you stories of when I used to when I tried to get my first house back in the day, man. Back in the day, you had to sit there and click for hours, and everybody was fighting over trying to get a house. We come in peace. Good movie. Yeah, like I said, Final Fantasy XII is my favorite Final Fantasy, so I would have loved to have made Cade a rabbit person, but I like this almost better now that I've had some time to think of it, because it makes her look more like my Final Fantasy XI character. Like, if you were to put them side by side, they look like they could be sisters. I feel like okay, alright, that's better. Okay, so you're playing on your PS4. Nothing wrong with that. I thought it was kind of a shame that they brought it just to the Series X and S and not to the Xbox One. And I'm wondering if that's because, like, maybe here in like 2 to 4 years, if they're going to drop PS4 support, which I think would be a mistake. I don't think the game needs to be like on the same graphical prowess as Final Fantasy 15. Like, I think 14 has always looked like a really high-end PS3 game to me. And I'll be able to teach you how to make money with your retainers. Are going to be your best friends. You can send them out any items that you have or gear that you want to sell that you can. That's how you... It's like that sort of stuff I'm like not as sure about. And again, it's like I think I could learn about it if I put more time into this, much as I have other games that I like to play in my free time. Like, I don't like playing Final Fantasy 11 and 14. I think I wouldn't get nearly as much enjoyment out of them if I wasn't streaming it, because MMOs just typically aren't my thing. And granted, 11 was my first. The ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Okay. Oh. Yep. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm on the Golem server, if that's what you decide to go with. That's the one I decided to go with because it's the less congested, and I usually have to wait like maybe 2 or 4 minutes to get signed in. So a lot of the servers are still really full from Dawn Trail, which is good. I'm glad the game is still very popular. But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. You might have to tell me how to accept your friend request, because I have no idea, because I haven't even done that yet. Like, I wouldn't know how to do it on Final Fantasy 11. Western Shore up here. The lavender beds. What am I missing here? Montaigne has instructed you to take the ferry from Western Pier to reach the East Shroud. Once there, you will only need to head east to find the Hawthorne Hut, where you will find the Melian of Twin Adder. Eorzea overlooks and you communicate directly with the Sylphs to obtain their true intentions regarding the primal remove. To avoid any cross-cultural misunderstandings, you are to first travel to the Hawthorne Hut and receive a briefing on Sylphic culture with the officer stationed there. Speak to Montaigne outside the Western Pier and I'll try to see about transportation. Let me speak to her again. I feel like I missed something. She's probably attuned to that. Ferry. Service. Let's try. Okay. I had a 50-50 shot of getting it right. Could have just teleported there, right? Because I've been there before. Yeah. So the chocobo riding in Final Fantasy 15 was a lot of fun. It kind of stinks that you can't do like a slight glide. Indeed, I am the Emelian of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are wary a lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, do we not? Would you know more? You'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. That's an interesting way to put it. Rolf. Ah, he's sitting right there. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. Beg your pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days. So you don't look that old. And it's all the clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. I am all up in this girl's grill. The sylphs, inveterate tricksters and troublemakers. That's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our mask. The next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they'll just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuff on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, and so Rolf once told me. Like Rolf might be enjoying the Hobbit's pipe weed too much, if you know what I'm saying. Aha. Isabel. The sylphs? Yes. Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of gilfs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Oh, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories. Has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Wow. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tap. It's a fancy toe walking. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among kind. You do well to remember this. It just may keep you help win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. Well, yeah, I'm on a mission. There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show they're up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along a, what was it again? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking to the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Okay. Make haste. Level 50? No, thank you. Peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Should I take some guano bowls or something? Are you perchance familiar with the milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seed skin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying this stuff, but still seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time. But I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day were you to stimulate it somehow with some of the amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Okay. Alright. Ah. Ah! Level 20, that's cute. Alright. Ah, you're back. My wife was able to direct you in a suitable offering. Milk root, but of course. Those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do flagon of mead. Maybe that's why his memory's so bad. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. First contact. I think we know what the name of my next stream's going to be. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you for the god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the mortal that put an end to my adventuring days. So he didn't take an arrow to the knee. But I can tell you that story another time. Thank God. You've more important matters to attend to. Yes, the sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know their kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of fruit flower mead with your name on it if you regale me of your adventuring tales. Ah. Before I forget, don't be trapsing off just yet. Amelia here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend. And do pass along my regards to the winged ones. There's 4 of you in chat right now. Don't be shy. Not calling you out, just saying. It's good to see your knowledge of sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, see a young sylph by the name of Cumuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on so many an occasion, and has a close ear to his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of the root that the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater importance for you to deliver. A missive from the elder seed seer herself. When do I get to meet her? Mrs. Swan Lake, as I like to call her. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, who I get to know, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixla has taken a toll on our resources, and we can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Alrighty then. Ooh, that music, though. So they're fairies, basically. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. I think that'll do it for tonight. I want to thank White Wolf for tuning in and everybody else that stopped by, whether you commented or not. I really appreciate it. Final Fantasy XIV has been fun to play through so far. I'm really starting to enjoy it. I think the story is okay so far. I mean, it's pretty standard. It's very similar to Final Fantasy XI's story, where you're basically kind of an errand boy or girl, and communicating between the different nations and such. And of course, there's the beast tribes and everything. So I'll be curious to see. I imagine the Final Fantasy XIV will differ a lot in its expansions and maybe further on in a Realm Report. But not that there's similarities in all the Final Fantasies. That's not inherently a bad thing. After Papa Squat. But again, I appreciate White Wolf for being so friendly and for the future help they may provide. Again, if anybody watching, you can't see, but never mind. I'm on the server Golem, which you should be able to see here in a second. Yeah, it's like, well, you could take a second. I could show you for sure. Yep, so I'm on the Dynamis Data Center. Yep, in Golem. And again, the reason I picked that one was it was a less crowded server. Some of the really popular ones, which I would imagine are like whatever. I know there's one that's called Genova. I'm starting to rant too long. thanks for tuning in. I will more than likely be back Thursday to play some more. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. This is